everybody, spiritual healer Kimberly here. Thanks for joining me. And this is our first 5D business. It is what's now conversation with Club Gig. And, I sat and I really wondered what our first topic should be. I've had a couple of sample videos and I've tried a couple of different topics, but I keep coming back to the basis of all things being our most important topic when we start anything at all that's new. And considering the fact that we are moving into the new era of spirituality, everything will begin to be new. Yes, our way of business will change. It already has. One time community level and small size businesses, well, they were something. And still the service industry will continue to exist. But a lot of the business has gone in a different way. Community level businesses now are more like stay-at-home businesses. Yes, we have those that grow beyond, of course, but a lot of in-home service providers are in-home. And we don't see them out on the streets anymore. Our buying behaviors have changed. Everything's changed, and soon the way that we handle our finances and our debt is going to completely change. Our marketing has already begun to change, and I don't know that we've caught up with that yet. That's something that we still need to work on, because there's a whole lot easier method of marketing that's far less expensive than some of the things that we do right now. And considering the structure that we can see already being developed and established within our business community, we can, proactively see, at least in a short term, where things seem to be headed. But the question is now, where do we go? How do we handle this? As community level, in-home, and small business, how do we handle moving forward in the new era of spirituality, in the midst of changes, with more changes up and coming? I'll tell you how. We start with ourselves. Now, I've done a lot of things in my life. I've been all the things that we've talked about. And there's one thing that predominates as an important skill set to attain in order to maximize your business potential amidst the changes and be proactive enough to set yourself up correctly for the incoming changes, the ones that haven't even begun yet, is to look inside yourself. Because let's face it, we don't control the outside landscape. In fact, hardly any of us would even understand enough to do so. And we're basically following a larger system here, okay? So we're going to utilize the methods and the tools within that system. But as we walk into the new era of spirituality, we are being required to utilize those systems and processes that are set up and changing and will continue to change in a different way than we've ever used to. I personally used to teach, you don't bring emotion into your business. It's a weakness on the business side of things. A lot of people, especially the old school business people, they still don't get it, and they're set in their ways, okay? And we're still dealing with that. They're older at this point for the most part, but there's still everything that they built is what we use. So there's obviously going to be some type of transition as generations bring in new information. The new information we're bringing now is the spiritual. And how we as a people, individually and collectively, begin to grow and begin to manifest in a different way, which requires all hands on deck, business community and non-business, to begin to look inside of themselves, to find their purpose and establish a foundation for themselves first. And yes, that does involve emotions. Healing painful emotions. Understanding how by your gaining in spiritual understanding and wisdom, increasing your energetic vibration as you go, brings a profound impact upon everything you do. And when you are a business person and you have that drive, determination, and fire to get it done for yourself, for your family, for a million reasons, you are unbelievably powerful in your manifestational capabilities. Now, when we get that fire under our asses and we're not stabilized in where we need to be positioned today and tomorrow, we begin creating things that will not have a lasting effect, because going forward, that authenticity, that understanding of self, and building that into our business has an energetic value that is stronger, greater than the energetic value of the way that we used to operate. Without paying attention and just allowing that fire under our asses to carry us along, there's a tremendous risk, in fact, almost a certainty, that you will be building your business foundations upon the old mindset rather than the new mindset. And I don't know about you, but I don't get into a business that I cannot build longevity, that doesn't give me the sustainability and value over a long period of time. I'm not in it to hit it and quit it and run. No, but a lot of people had in the past. Our authentic selves are dying to begin a foundation of self through our business. Now, with that longevity of the foundation built in, that's where we can take that one and run with it. And then as opportunities arise, build upon that. But you're building all of this from a new foundation, so that means nothing is hit it or quit it. Will you be provided short-term opportunities? Like always, of course. But for your own intents and purposes, building that stable foundation with your primary concern in a business sense will enable you to build other long-term and sustainable options within your business. And your growth will come from within through a diversification of business. But without that primary, very first foundation that you build, that new foundation with a greater understanding about what's important to you, you'll just be running behind and eventually get squashed out, because the higher vibrational energy will naturally replace the lower vibrational energy. It's just not an energetic match, and it can't survive. So who would want to go running after something that's like a sinking ship? Oh no, I want to get on a ship that can have like improvement after improvement after improvement after improvement, and stand up to any kind of weather or storm. And when we look within ourselves first and apply that to our business, we are then beginning to build a business mindset that operates within the established order of things. But because of our new and improved mindset, we have a new and improved way of utilizing each one of the resources that are here, and creating exit strategies and change strategies so that we are proactive through the changes, prepared to capitalize, in fact, on the changes. So then once all of these changes meld out over the next however many years, when it's all over, your business is ahead of the rest because you paid attention. Period. As a business consultant, one of the biggest things that I noticed, well, there's a couple things. Number one, excuse me, number one is how easily and how often small size businesses, community level businesses, integrate their personal finances and their whole lives within their business, which is scary. And we need to look at that going forward. And then the other thing, for businesses that were already up and running, they would struggle. But because they were so set in their ways of what had previously worked, that when you presented them with new ideas, they were like, no, I tried that already. Or no, I tried that already. Well, no, you haven't tried it like I'm recommending, but I tried that already. Okay, well, and you just can't get through to them. And those are the very same businesses that over however long you eventually see that sign out there under new management. If they're lucky, you might just see that it's now closed. They may disappear. Their services may disappear off the internet. It's just because we can't be stuck in our mindset in an ever-changing world when you are in an ever-changing business world. It's one thing on a personal level and not be a business person to be kind of oblivious to what's going on in the outside world. But as business people, there's a different climate. And it enables us to see, if we look, what's going on around us. Take the temperature of the world, if you will. And with that knowledge, with the connections that we establish in the network of people that we work with, just to facilitate our business, we begin to understand what's happening and where. We don't always understand why. But through people, we find out information. It's a completely different dynamic. And when you're within that dynamic and you refuse to change, even though you're hearing the rumblings and seeing the writing on the wall, the inevitability is failure. And who wants to fail? So, starting at the heart and the basis of everything is first remembering who we are according to the Most High Creator. Anything that we refuse to change is based on fear. Okay? Fear of lack, fear of failure, fear of success even. So the first step that we have to do is eliminate that by recognizing who the hell we are. First, in truth, like who are we really? I'm not a cleaning service provider, or I'm not a car sales, dealership, or I'm not, X, Y, and Z. No. First and foremost, I am a child of the Most High Creator. And because I am created out of love, I am everything that the Creator said that I am, which is everything. I am a limitless being. And the only thing that ever could hold me back from realizing all of that is my preconceived notion about self. And yes, you've had a million examples about why you think you are the way you are. But that was yesterday's viewpoint on everything. Going forward, being all that you can be according to the Most High Creator is a required, it's a required curriculum, an achievement, graduation even, that's needed in order to be successful in the new era. And the only way we can achieve that is if we recognize that we can do everything, anything. We are already everything inside of us, according to the Most High Creator. And we onboard that. And then we work to find what really, we sit back and take some consideration about our lives first off. When you have a business, there's a definitive question. First, what is it that I want in my life? And second, does my business support what it is that I want in my life? Or is there something that's running in contradiction to that? That's root in your root chakra and your solar chakra. Your root chakra and your sacral chakra. In these two, you're establishing your identity of self, reestablishing, improving upgrading the establishment of who the hell you are. And then reconsidering everything that you have and everything that you want to experience and feel in your life. And is your business, from the sacral chakra perspective of finding joy, is that business supporting you to find that joy and peace and abundance that you seek in your life? That question is going to surprise you if you answer it honestly. But I tell you what you're going to find out. Some of you are going to say, yes, right? And some of you are going to be, no, not really. Well, what happens is once you begin understanding what you do want and you don't want, well, then you have something to work with. You have re-identified the importance of the things in your life. And with that understanding, you have the capability then, in truth and in harmony with self, to build out from there. A correction takes place. Now, the work that we do right here means everything. I could almost not talk about anything else. I could just talk about this topic right here every single day until I'm blue in my face. I know that there's that many business people. I've talked to thousands of myself that have never even got out of the garage or the basement. And there's many, many of you who have a certain pattern that they repeat, and it's been successful for them. And you're unwilling to look. Then there's another segment of you who are died hard to the structure and the process of business, which is going to change. Right? Am I hitting any nerves out there? I know I am. I've talked to an awful lot of you. But I'm not going to beat you up about it anymore right now. I do encourage you to join me at Club Gig for that purpose, to start working in the right direction. And get on here with me on this 5D business, because what I would love to do is we gain more of a business membership in Club Gig on Locals. We begin to invite business owners on for an interview that I conduct one time a week, to hear their success story about how when they allow themselves to spiritually accept who they are, how their whole lives changed. I know mine has. Now, going forward also, we have to remember that as small businesses, as community level businesses, not so much stay-at-home businesses, but the other two that are still active in brick and mortar and on the street, we have a big impact. And our learning curve, although it will be quick, it takes a while for it to boil out into all of the arms of you, right, through your business. So along the way, I would like to help you focus on key areas of business where you can begin to open up that area in the new mindset of business with a couple little tips that will just assist your manifestations going forward once you've been established, okay? Now, one of them, for me, the most important component to any business that has employees are the employees. Those that don't have employees, it's the vendors. And you're dealing with outside sources, literally. And you'll find as you grow spiritually and integrate this into your business, that every single relationship is the basis of your education, another opportunity of growth and solidifying the goodness of the business, okay? Employees and vendor contacts then become your customer service face, right? I mean, that's the way it is now, but we don't treat them like that in all cases. And a lot of it's because, there's this adjustment time of mindset across the people altogether, But we as business owners have the influence to influence correctly. And being that our employees and our vendors are our customer service face, it behooves us to pay the most attention to what will bring us the most value to everyone who will be involved with the situation. Because when you support the employee, it has it's got a backwards effect for you in a good, positive way. Now, a lot of my education and research and the things that I suggest and recommend are based on a multitude of different things that I pull together as one, pulling out the beneficial pieces of all the difference to make a one big beneficial. But in this case, this book right here, I don't get anything for this. These people don't know who the heck I am, but okay. The new 1 Minute Manager. The new 1 Minute Manager. Look, it's only how many pages? Pardon me. It's less than 100 pages. I read it in an hour and a half or something like that. This illustrates how our communication and management style can assist others in adopting a more open mindset, enable them to feel more important in their jobs, enables us to utilize the best of what each person brings to the table so that we may correctly combine all skills. And this book helps, if you follow it, you can use it for any relationship in your life, really. But it's really especially great in business for managers, for frontline employees, for everyone. It teaches us all how to respectfully communicate with one another, to enable each person to use their skills in their greatest capacity without ever undermining, which is a lot of what a lot of businesses do, is undermine their employees because they forget that the employees are as important as they are. Their idea, yes, it may be golden, but it's the golden eggs underneath that are making your plan be golden. But a lot of people forget that, and they begin to treat the frontline employees with a different idea. Or it's money-driven, bonus-driven, and now we're like, slaves to the money with the whip. Our mindset about the value of our human capital has got to become our frontline importance, only secondary to you continuously following the path that you have established for yourself in a respectful way. So, that's all I'm going to talk about today. That was actually a lot for our first conversation. But I do hope that you do join me over at Club Gig. It's clubgig.locals.com. I'm just getting it up off the ground as we speak. I previously had a business network that was not based in the new era of spirituality. And I've chosen to begin a new network that's full of other business people who base their foundations in its spirituality and grow their businesses from their spiritual foundations. Because I don't want to work with sinking ships. I want to work on big, strong ships that can survive any storm as we go into that new era of spirituality. And believe me, we'll be the first to make landfall. Well, that's all I have for now. I'll talk to you again next week, 8 p.m., or I'll see you over at the club. Bye for now.